All right, so we are continuing with our Python fundamentals, or better yet, Numpy, which is numerical Python fundamentals. So just to quickly recap what we did last time. So we started working with, and I'm going to use the slides. So we started working with something called Jupyter Notebooks. So it's an environment that is built on top of Python, but it's also including your web browser, and it's basically routing all of the communication we use through the web browser. Which is cool because pretty much every device we have has a web browser. So there is a benefit in using a web browser in terms of flexibility. And there is actually more and more, they're called notebooks, there's more and more software that does that, regardless of the programming language behind, or even there's like bigger computing centers that have a large number of software that you can use. They will actually provide you with an access to that software basically through the web browser. Why is that beneficial? Sometimes, especially in our age of large data sets, our particular computers are not strong enough or good enough to actually process the data. So let's say that you have to visualize a very large reservoir, that's way beyond the computing power of your laptop. Okay? Your phones and laptops are actually pretty powerful, especially historically when you look at what people had to work with in 1970s, right? But also, they're just not enough for today's data. So if you have actually a machine that can process that data, all you need to look into is you need a window into looking at that data. So if another machine processes the data and shows you a plot, all you need to is look at that plot. You can do that through web browser. Okay? So that kind of snapshot of how data looks like can be provided to you through that window. Let's call a web browser a window to that large machine that has processed the data. So that's why it's actually powerful. Now, this Jupyter Notebook is working just with your computer and your file, but technically there's a capability that you, through the web browser, can see something that some other large machine other than your laptop has produced, and that's powerful. Okay? So let's just keep using this, and you will see what I actually like about Jupyter Notebooks is that whatever result of the calculation is, it has this code snippets, and then immediately below the code snippet there is a result. Then you create another code snippet, and sometimes those are pictures or like figures, sometimes they're just like some sort of printouts. Either way, as you're working through your homework, it's kind of much better organized than things in Spire. So it makes it easier for us to grade homework, after all, and for you to put it together. So that's why I believe Jupyter Notebook is beneficial. That said, you should be comfortable working in both, because there are some assignments that will require, because they're larger, they will require you to work in Spider as opposed to this additional software layer through the web browser. So just keep that in mind. It's one of the tools that you're going to use. So one thing is that we do have to distinguish those two files. So they will have, Jupyter Notebook files will have a different extension from the regular Python files. Okay, so it's going to be .ipynb versus .py. And if you go to Canvas, I have shared a bunch of files in code already. They're all relevant to this lecture too, and you will see different extensions. So do not try to open Jupyter Notebook file in Spider. It's not going to work. You can actually open .py file in Jupyter Notebook, and Jupyter Notebook can output either type of files. So that's your translator between the two if you need it to be. Okay? So if you create code in one of them, then use Jupyter Notebook to translate to the other. Okay? So we started working with some built-in Numpy functions, and the objective of the functions we started last time is to create larger arrays automatically without us typing them in. We can always type something in. However, if I have 3,000 entries of something, I'm not going to be busy typing it in. I'm either going to create sort of array artificially using one of these functions, or I'm going to read it in from a file that some other machine has written out. Okay? So let's start with the simpler thing, just using built-in functions to create files. And the first two I started last time. So basically there's linspace and arrange. Both will give me sort of ordered arrays, equally spaced. And they have like a little tweak. One is working slightly different than the other, but either way, I can make them work in the same way. So there's like first and second entry are start and end. Where is my array starting and ending? So 1 in 100 in this case. And in the case of linspace, I'm asking it to give me the third entry. That's called input to a function. The third input to a function is how many points do I want in between. And in a range, I'm actually giving a spacing between the points. With the understanding that if the spacing is not sort of exact in between, because it's going to try to do equal spacing, then it's going to figure something out on its own. So you have to kind of work with it a little, and it's typically going to drop the last point because of that if it doesn't have space for it. So you have to play with it a little. I frankly prefer linspace, but it depends on application which one to use. And then another one is actually going to, let's try this one out. So open the previous file and give it a try with this. And I'm going to actually, with log space, so what it does is actually it does equal spacing with logarithm of values, which when I have data that is a power law of sorts, then I need to use logarithm often. So I'm going to go through, I restarted my machine in the meantime, and I'm going to go through process of reopening everything else. So if you need a reminder, walk with me. So there's Anaconda, huh?
Are we in Jupyter or Smarter?
Jupyter notebooks. Yeah. So I'm starting Anaconda first, and then notebook. And you can see that there is another browser tab that opens. And there's a little terminal running in the background that is basically telling me everything that has executed, which I tend to ignore unless there is a problem. When there's a problem, I go look at it. Because then there's also probably some sort of error message saying what went wrong. And this communication apparently this morning on a Monday, it needs a cup of coffee or something. My web browser actually has needed a cup of coffee for a while. And I'm gonna quit Firefox and start again. Close tabs. Okay, apparently we're gonna sit here stuck. Well, you open up your Jupyter notebook. And I hope you saved the file from last time. So Jupyter Notebook, when it opens, it's actually going to show you your folder, whatever your default folder is. And you can use it to navigate to get to the folder where you're saving files for this course. And I hope you're doing that. Okay, close tabs. I might need to reboot.